Are you feeling good? Are you feeling happy? Do you have a little yippee? That's a Trump
I'm sorry,
word now.
what? I just woke up.
You were swaying to the music. Do you have your lighter? We're waving a lighter in the Hobbit Hole studio. We're getting
Encore!
We're feeling the vibes. Or maybe that's we've been drinking something. What was in the coffee this morning? I don't know. I wanted to talk about Canada's elections. Stuff is heating up. Heating up in terms of ads, attack ads. I saw one from Andrew Scheer, who was the former leader of the... how many leaders did Conservative Party go through before they settled on or landed on? And maybe they should have kept him under their shoe, Pierre Poilievre.
There's a lot of you're talking right there.
There's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so what have you heard? That's our tagline from our show. And I'll start with anything you've heard. If not, I will open it up.
Well, I know somebody sent me something to read. I don't think they just sent it to me. They posted it, and it was all about his dealings and with the company. And he sent
This is Carney,
yeah, and he sent a lot of the stuff to like Barbados or the islands or something.
This is
but this
Brookfield
was his job.
Investments.
His job was to show the company he's working.
He was an asset manager.
Yeah, so I mean, it's up to the boss. You want to do this? This is, if you want to save X amount of money, you send it to Barbados. This is where you want the company to be. Or I have no problem with any of that with anybody. I may have a problem if you're the one that's totally owning it and you decide that you, like U2, who said the rock band who put their money elsewhere other than Ireland. Now, allegedly. I don't know if I remember that well enough. I mean, Paul McCartney, Sir Paul McCartney, because his money stays in England, is a lot of what that's about.
Right.
But if you're hired by someone to handle financing and you don't give them the option that's right there legally for them to do to save millions or maybe billions, I don't know, then you're not doing your job. I'd rather a man do his job and tell him that. It's up to them to... whether their conscience is good. My accountant said to me one year, I'm not going to be your conscience, Jim.
You have to be your own conscience.
You have to be your own
That's
conscience.
right. He will follow your directions.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to lay the foundation for this discussion by saying that ESG, environment, sustainability, and governance, ESG, is what Mark Carney is known for and developing since and maybe even during his days of Bank of England. Governor of the Bank of England. So he's been at it for a long time. The book Values, which I bought and read 4 years ago, 2021 it came out, spells out this whole thing that governments need to shift from fossil fuels and pollution to sustainable energy management. Governments cannot afford to do it because the costs are horrendous. Your tax base is so small. How are you going to do it? Partner with asset managements, as in banks and individual financial institutions, and they got to get something out. It's an investment. So you grow your infrastructure, you grow your opportunities for green energy, and you partner with financial institutions, and they look good because they are getting credit for being sustainable and environmentally friendly. You're getting the money from those investments to build the infrastructure of Mark Carney's plan to put pipelines east and west and north up to Churchill and beyond and up into the north. And to secure our northern border, we have to have bases and we need transportation routes for all those. We need ships and icebreakers. Oh, where's all that money coming from? We're not rich enough in Canada to do all that growth, but we need it done because we have an unreliable partner to the south of us who's now pulled the rug out from under us, and we should have seen this coming. We're too dependent on the United States, so we need to do it ourselves, and the money's going to come from investment, from business, from private lenders who are going to partner with us for this green, I don't know if it's call it a revolution, but we're transitioning. How long it takes, net zero is supposed to be 2050 as our goal. Carney's got a vision. I like it. The carbon tax of Trudeau was part of that. The Conservatives are trying to paint Carney as Trudeau 2.0. 9 years of liberal incompetence, and we want 9 years of this going bad. And Carney's just like whatever Poilievre says is trying to paint Carney as just another Trudeau globalist, an elitist. And I'm thinking,
Well,
this
you know,
is
and part of it might be a little bit I mean, Carney has connections all around the world, which is something good.
if you want to get off the American proverbial teat. That's a Simpson reference, by the way.
Yeah.
I think you need global connections.
I received something that talked about Carney. I must be tired because I keep forgetting. I keep having to pull myself back. Oh, geez, I'm sorry.
Where do you get this from? Facebook? Are you
I
in the
don't know where.
Facebook
No,
news?
no, just an email, like maybe Facebook. Maybe someone's
Yeah,
posted
Facebook
it.
news group. Okay.
And I read it, and one of them was that Carney ruined the Canadian economy, and then he went and ruined England's economy. Now I don't know where on earth you would even get that.
I would like to see the data that supports
Well,
that claim.
there is no data, and I'll tell you why. It's a simple common sense. He saved Canada, and there's records that'll show that.
Yes.
Saved us financially, saved Canada. Now, if you think that England is that stupid, that a guy that you say ruined
Screwed
Canada,
Canada.
they hired him to come over to England,
And
live
screw
there,
them too.
and screw them too.
Wow.
Come on. You know that this is false information,
Yeah.
and this is what we all got to be careful about.
Yeah.
Whether it's even about Poilievre, we all got to stop and think for a minute. We're being played like crazy. I'll be honest with you. I get mostly things that make me like Carney. I get nothing about Poilievre other than I might catch something on TV, and I have a bit of a personality clash with the guy. I did at the beginning before he was the leader of the Conservatives, and I told you that back in the day. This guy wants to be prime minister. I just knew that. But we have to watch the information we're getting, and there's a perfect example about it, because you say you can twist the truth. Carney buried money in the islands. Yes, he did, but he did it for his employer as the guy that's supposed to tell his employee how to save money. He saved the Canadian economy. That's historic. It's an historic save, so much so that England hired him to save their economy, which he did through Brexit. So that's just facts. Listening to the alternative facts, if that's the way you want to put it, is not the wisest move you can make. You got to start reasoning for yourself. Am I only getting part truths here? The guy seems to be a nice guy. He does have connections all around the world. Sounds like a pretty solid guy to me. Now, on the other end, and someone might be able to help me with this, I don't know why Poilievre hasn't been vetted yet. What is causing that?
Well, I can offer you two things. Number one, he claims he was already vetted under the Harper government. The trouble is that I think there's a time limit for how long that it has to be renewed, and it has to be renewed when you are in leadership, has to be renewed when you have a life-changing status change, as in you get married. Because now we're interested in who you married and what that family is bringing in terms of compromat. So Poilievre, Trump, that's not an accidental slip. That is perfectly aligned with what I believe to be true, which is that Poilievre is more aligned with Trump. Conservatives are more aligned with MAGA. It's looking at his vetting, lack of vetting. He blames Trudeau and says it's Trudeau.
Does this cost him millions of dollars to get vetted again?
No, of course not.
So isn't it starting to sound a little bit like Trump not
releasing his taxes?
Yeah.
Of course
Doesn't it
it
seem
does.
a little bit like that?
Not a little bit, exactly
Wouldn't
like
it be
that.
as simple as get vetted?
Yep.
End this.
Yes.
End this argument. And so I'm concerned about that.
Of course.
I'm willing to listen, but just because you were once vetted, guess what? I had to do something different now for my taxes. And I didn't like it, but I had to. I had to go online and register and everything because I have an account, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
But I had to do it. Now, me refusing that and just not paying taxes anymore, well, then you have to ask, what's with Jim not paying taxes anymore? And if I'm running for government, you have a right to look into that.
What are you hiding, Pierre Poilievre?
What are you hiding?
What are you hiding? The Jim and Terry Show, going into the darker side of things, despite the music. Oh, it's sad times we live in. Bye-bye for now.
Driving